Sister Cheryl shouting this morning, she has something to shout for. Amen. Her daughter Marilyn had surgery this week on Tuesday. And I went by to see her on Wednesday. She's getting up ready to go home. Amen. Amen. That's how we Amen. So God is good. Amen. And all the time, the Lord is good. Amen. I'm going to ask, Reverend McCullough, would you mind being my reader this morning? Yes, sir. And I ask you to stand and read with him. We're going back to the Old Testament today, Genesis chapter 37. Genesis chapter 37, verses 1 through 11. And then verse 16, verses 16 through 20. And I'm going to ask him to be our reader, and you read silently with him.
Genesis chapter 37. And Jacob dwelled in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brother. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age. And he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him, and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaves arose, and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves stood round about, and made obeisance to my sheep. And his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it to his brothers, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. Amen. And he told it to his father and to his brother. And his father rebuked him, and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come and bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the same. Verse 16. And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their sheep. And the man said, They are departed hence. For I heard them say, Let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brothers, and found them in Dothan. And when they saw him afar, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said one to another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit. And we will say, Some evil beast has devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. As you know, we are New Testament believers. We live on the other side. However, the Bible like those old porches. You ever visit your grandmama down south? They had some long porches. Many of them were swing porches. And you could sit in the swing and you could look almost all over the community. And they would sat there, and you had better not go out of their view. They had a panoramic view of you. Well, the Bible kind of gives us that type of a view. When those of us who are New Testament saints come down from where we are to the Old Testament. The New Testament, individuals are usually identified by their issues. The woman with the issue of blood, don't know her name. All we know is she had an issue. Blind Bartimaeus was identified by his issue. His issue was blindness. All New Testament saints were identified by issues. Old Testament saints were mostly identified by their gifts. Moses wasn't much, but don't put a stick in his hand. David didn't look like much, but you give him a harp, or give him a slingshot, and he could take down a giant. Old Testament saints were identified by their gifts. So when we read the Old Testament, God gives us a view from earth, which is under construction, all the way to glory, where there are streets of gold and gates that are pearl. A view from earth to glory. If you stop in the Old Testament, if you stop by the Garden of Eden, you'll meet Adam and Eve basking in the garden. You go a few blocks out of the garden, and you'll meet a man named Noah. And there he is, herding all kinds of animals into his boat. If you leave Noah and go a little farther, you meet an old couple named Abraham and Sarah. She's 90, he's 100, and they're rocking their baby Isaac in a cradle. You go just a little bit farther, and you meet another man. His name is Jacob. And he's tricking folks out of their stuff. A little farther, you meet this bad dude with a stick that he opens up Red Seas named Moses. A little farther down the road, you run into a fella toting a slingshot and a harp. And he's praising the Lord. His name is David. But if you just keep on going, you'll meet three Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and they're giving their testimony of how God got with them in a fiery furnace. Just make a left turn, and you run into their sidekick named Daniel, rested in a lion den.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go a little farther, and you know your sister's away from me to bring up a sister. You need a sister. Her name is Esther. She looking real fine. Being raised by her cousin Mordecai. That's Old Testament. But if you would just take some time with me
Amen.
and go to Genesis 37,
Yes, sir.
you'll meet an unforgettable character. His name is Joseph.
Yes, sir.
Joseph is kind of like some of the people this morning. He's the age to go to the prom. He's the age, if he started school right, if his birthday fell the right way, he was a senior in high school. Amazing person. Adam and Noah and Jacob and Isaac and Abraham, all of those people in Genesis, but he take up more space in Genesis than any of them.
Amen. Amen.
You start reading about him in the 37th chapter, and you keep reading to the end of the book. He's in the end of the book. Amazing person. And I looked at him differently. I thought I knew everything about Joseph. But I looked at Joseph a different way. He came from a dysfunctional family.
Yes, he did.
You talking about a messed up family.
Yes, sir.
Family was messed up. He lived in a house with one daddy who had 2 legal wives.
Amen.
And 2 more just thrown in there. One man, 4 wives, 4 mothers. You talking about a mess.
Amen.
And 2 of the wives are sisters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One sister is a brick house. Other sister is sort of, you know. I ain't making it up. What the Bible said, she was just weak-eyed.
All right, Elder.
Yes, sir.
It just seemed like she got messed over. But some of it was her fault. Because she had to agree with her father to become his wife.
Yes, sir.
When she knew he was in love with Rachel. So I just about to tell some of y'all, watch who you get in a relationship with. Make sure, help me somebody, it's who you want to get in a relationship with. And let me put it this way. Ladies, don't be in too big of a hurry. I know the biological clock is ticking, but take your time. It's best to get an old bald-headed dude with no teeth than to end up with a fool. Come on, somebody. This is a dysfunctional family. The 2 sisters are always at one another.
Amen.
And don't let you brother get no idea. The Bible says a man leave his mama and daddy and get him a wife. Don't y'all send me no emails talking about elder. If they can have more than one wife in the Old Testament, what about me? Don't even go there.
Amen. Amen.
So they always fussing about who's going to have most time with Jacob. God gets involved. And God blesses Leah who was being mistreated with the gift of having kids. But Rachel is barren. And that really ticked her off. She said to him one time, man, either give me some babies or I die. And Jacob said, man, woman, what's wrong with you? I know you're a little crazy, but that's crazy. I ain't God. Stuff gets messed up when it's not done right in the first place. I know this is educational day, but listen, the best education is to make sure, regardless of where you go to school, remain faithful to God. Don't let your education mess up your mind. Don't because some schools you go to will teach you academics, but they'll pull you away from God. That's not in most of their curriculum anymore. So watch what you do when you go. Get your education. Please do. But make sure you stay with God. And I got some for you parents too. Don't you be passive when they go off to college. Keep on telling them to keep telling them to pray and read the Bible. Joseph is the 11th boy, but he's the 12th child. Which means his older brothers were probably in their 60s. And he's only 17. And you know what, parents, you got to be, when you have children old, put it another way, when old folk have children, old folk are usually more lenient on their children than young folk. When you're young, you knock them in the head. Come on, somebody. But when you get old, you get easy on them. You get more relaxed. You are more patient because you got more experience. You're not on edge like you are when you're young, because when you're old, you got more money. So sometimes you don't raise them, you just pacify them with money. So Joseph comes along when Jacob is in his 60s. And he is the son of his favorite wife. I ain't going to stay here long. But watch how you play favoritism with your children. Treat one child better than you treat the other child. Favoritism is unavoidable, but it should not be practiced. All of us have a tendency to like one in a different way we like the other. But we ought to practice loving all of our children the same way. Now this family is dysfunctional because the grandparents were dysfunctional. Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob's father and mother, showed favoritism. Y'all remember Esau and Jacob? Isaac loved Esau. Rachel loved Jacob. And because of that favoritism, one boy stole the birthright from the other boy. You better watch how you raise your children. My mama raised me with a Bible and a belt. If she couldn't preach the hell out of me, she beat the hell out of me. Well, I was going to laugh if you want to, but I never spent a day in jail. Amen. Never been arrested. So now, the Bible says, y'all read it, verse 3 says, he loved Joseph more than any of his other children. And he showed it, because he bought the boy a coat. He made him a coat, or bought him a coat. He didn't go to Dillard or Nordstrom. He went to Neiman Marcus. He bought him a coat, the Bible says, of many colors, which meant the coat had long sleeves that went down to his wrist. Y'all remember Frank Lucas in American Gangster? When he went to that Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier fight, he had that long fur coat that went down to his ankles. What it mean by multicolored, it went down to his wrist, and it went down to his ankle. What in the world does a shepherd boy need with a coat like that? He couldn't work in it, couldn't run in it. It was a coat for royalty. Yeah. And what the daddy was saying is, he's my man. He's to take charge over all the rest of y'all. And so one day the boy, Joseph, is out in Shechem. He's out looking for his brothers. Because the reason why he wore that coat, y'all, out in the field. He went styling out in the forest. And when they saw him, they said, we know that's him, because that's that coat. They got to be the dreamer. All right. The coat and the dream got him in trouble. Let me say this in there. I love what Kelly said. And I'm going to be honest, I got enough flesh in me that I like the last point. They got paid. But let me just slip this in, and I'm going to move on. Let me slip this in. If you got a good education, and you have a good job, why don't you go back to that village where you came from and recruit somebody else to get a good education and a good job like you got a good job? Yeah. Because God didn't bless you with that education just for you. He blessed you with that education to bless somebody. God didn't bless you with that education for you to go around and brag of how smart you are and how well you are doing. God blessed you so that you could bless somebody else. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's right, Pat. I did better in my life than I ever thought I'd do. But I made it a habit when I got into the pharmaceutical industry that I'm going to be up there and not get somebody else in it. And I can happily say to you this morning that somebody in Newstead followed me in pharmaceuticals. Amen. Where's Dorothy Johnson? Amos Johnson, for a while, worked as a pharmaceutical rep in Columbia, Missouri. And I got in the hookup. If God hooked you up, you ought to hook somebody else up. God didn't bless you just for you. He blessed you to bless somebody else. And old Sherry over there, if I could have just coached her a little bit, she would have been in it too. Because I got her an interview. Sister Sam, well, you know, I got your husband in it, almost in it. If he hadn't had a degree in computers, we would have got him. We almost had it. Somebody up top said, Rich, why you gonna hire that boy for? He got a degree in computer. We're gonna train him, and then he's gonna leave us and go back to computer. And I told him, stay where you are. Don't you even call me no more, man. But well, listen to me. Please get this. Share your blessing with somebody else. Annetta just said in a song, you can't be God-given.
Yes.
I don't care how hard you try. If you give somebody a blessing, God is going to bless you. Shumanda, Sister Kelly, as gifted and as talented as you all are, you ought to be recruiting some folk up in here. Amen, somebody. Amen, somebody. Yeah, Sister Sam's, Deacon Sam's, Brother Bradley. Don't y'all have hanging around me. And ain't doing nothing but nobody else. You know, share it with somebody else. I'm not finished. Touch your neighbor. And say, neighbor, you are significant. Touch the neighbor and say, neighbor, you are somebody. Touch the neighbor on the other side. Neighbor, you are important. It is not your name. It ain't your game. It's your gift. God has given you a gift. And since God has given you a gift, you ought to share somebody else. You ought to share that gift with somebody else. You shouldn't keep that gift to yourself. You ought to shout it out and help somebody else do the same thing you are doing. I ain't got much, but I'm gifted. I don't have much, but I'm gifted. I'm like Joseph, talked about, but I'm gifted. Take my money, take my car, but you can't take my gift. God gave me my gift. And since I'm gifted, I'm going somewhere. I'm going to do something. I'm going to contribute to somebody. I'm going to make a difference in somebody else's life. You ought to touch your neighbor. The neighbor, whose life are you making a difference in?
Whose life are you making a difference in?
Coming up in here looking cute and talking cute, but you're not doing nothing for somebody else. Preach, Reverend. Watch it. He gets in trouble for his gift. Not for his name, but for his gift. Dreamer, they call it. His dream gets him in trouble. So maybe I'll warn you on something. Be careful who you share your dream with. You done found you a husband. You're going to get married. Don't tell them nothing about your plan to get married. Just send them an invitation. God done gave you an idea for a business. Don't tell nobody else that you got an idea for a business. Just send them an invitation to your opening. You got promoted. Don't go around bragging about your promotion. Just give them a business card. Everybody ain't happy with your blessing. Everybody don't want you blessed. Amen, somebody. Some folks will talk you out of your blessing. Some folks will try to steal your blessing. Some folks will take away your blessing. So don't tell everybody about your blessing. Some things you just got to keep to yourself, baby. Sometimes you got to pray by yourself. Give God some praise by yourself. Work by yourself. Do your homework by yourself. Study by yourself. Walk with God by yourself. Sometimes you got to do something by yourself. Because he ended up in a pit by himself. And sometimes your gift will cause you to end up by yourself. And some of y'all don't like yourself. But I don't know about you, but if nobody is happy with me, I'm already happy with me. I wake up every morning, I run to the mirror to look at me and say, my, ain't I fine? I may not be fine to nobody else, but I'm fine to me. Somebody ought to shout on that one, amen. You don't have to tell me I'm cute. I look in the mirror and say, mirror, look at that dude in the mirror. Look at me. Help me, somebody. I'm not looking for your approval. Amen, somebody. I'm looking for God's approval. If I can just please God, it's all right with me, baby. And then you got to watch yourself. When you get to a place in life, when you finally get that promotion, watch it, baby. The higher you get, the harder the fall. And you never know who you're going to need along the way. Joseph has done all right. He's now a little spoiled brat, tattletale, snitching on his brothers. That's what he was doing. He didn't work, y'all. He just told on his brothers. He just watched them work. But now he ends up in slavery at Potiphar's house. And God can send you to some places that will test what's in you. Potiphar was impressed with his integrity, with his giftedness, with his morals, with his faithfulness. But honey, Miss Potiphar, she was impressed on a whole different level. Yeah, I know some of y'all think y'all the bomb. You think you're cute. Think you got it going on. But sometimes the very thing that you are impressed with can get you in trouble. Joseph was good looking, well built. And Miss Potiphar was not looking at his integrity. God told me don't spend too much time up in here, but he told me just warn you. He said, the Lord said, Rich, don't you know there's some cougars in the Bible? I know y'all so holy, y'all don't know what a cougar is. Cougar is a woman who is mature, but she likes to prey on immature men. Can I bring it another way? Yeah. Cougar, ain't no cougars in here, is it? Cougars don't wait for nobody to hit on them. Cougar hit her own lick. I see some of you brothers smiling in a funny way, I know. But cougar will make a way to get her way. It's in the Bible. If it wasn't in the Bible, I wouldn't even touch it. But it's in the Bible. The Bible says she was watching him every day. And every day, she was trying to get up on the board. Now my thing is, I read the Bible. I know y'all excuse me. I read the Bible differently. I read it with imagination. I just imagine that she was a fine old sister. Bradley, I see you. Listen, y'all. And she's at home by herself. And I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all pray for me, but I'm just glad I didn't have that test. You know. Pastor Scott taught me this. He used to always say to me, he said, Elder Pearson, I ain't doing nothing, y'all. I'm trying to live right. He said, Elder Pearson, you won't get by. He said, I don't care what you think about doing. He said, if nobody see you, he said, then he break it down. He said, if nobody at Newstead see you, he said, God sees you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, you might get by, but you won't get through. And then he would pause, look like for 5 minutes, and then he'd come back and say, you might get through then, but you won't get by. He said, God will get you going and coming. So I just want to leave that with you. If you got any thoughts, let me ask a good person. Anybody other than me ever get some thoughts?
Amen. Amen.
Stay on this side. Anybody ever get some thoughts?
Yes, sir.
That since other folk get away with it, maybe I might get away with it. Y'all ain't honest. Let me try this out. Anybody like that? Anybody like, he's doing all right. He's getting away with it. Why can't I do it and get away with it? Joseph was in one of those scenarios. Wasn't nobody there but he and her. And every day, she tempted him. But for his God, he decided not to touch her.
Amen. Amen.
I'm almost there. Sometimes you're not blessed because you got bad behavior. If we check our behavior, then maybe God will bless us. Blessing and good behavior goes together. Now just touch the person about to go to sleep. Touch the person. Look at touch him and her and say, you won't get by with it.
You won't get by.
Then touch the person on the other side and say, you won't get through with it. God sees you all the time.
Sees you all the time.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm out of that. Okay, let me go to it. He goes from Potiphar's house to jail. And this is the point I want you to get. He meets two people in jail. A butler and a baker. Now, who would think that a butler and a baker would have anything to do with your blessing? God sometimes will bless you in some strange places. God sometimes will bless you through some strange folk. Some folk that you didn't even plan to be in your life. God will move you into that situation, into that company, and then change your life through them. The baker was trained to do what he was doing. But it wasn't his baking that blessed Joseph. It was him being there so that Joseph could use his gift. God is trying to take, God is taking some of y'all someplace now, and he got some people down the road just waiting to bless you. They may not look like a blessing, but they're the person God has set up to bless your life. It may be on your job, could be in your community, could be in this church. That's the reason why you should never look down on anybody in this church, because you don't know who God is going to use in this church to bless your life.
Amen.
So he used the baker to bless him. And he goes from a pit to the palace. And God told me to tell you somebody today, you're about to get out of your pit. Amen, somebody.
Amen.
God is about to snatch you out of your pit and place you over in your blessed place. Amen, somebody. Somebody came to church, you're wrestling with a bad relationship. God is about to get you out of that relationship and set you free.
Yeah.
Somebody got a pile of bills, and you can't see your way, but God is about to set you free. God told me to tell you, somebody is suffering with a sickness.
Yeah.
And the doctors done told you they can't do no more for you. But God told me to tell you, today is your day to get your healing. Somebody else give God some praise. You are significant to God. God has you on his mind. And God will bless you today. Amen.
Amen.
If you trust God, walk upright with God. God will bless you.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Stand up.